Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia and today we are recreating this very simple, everyday, clean makeup look that is beginner friendly. So if you're new to makeup or if you're just looking to try out some new things, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you have drier skin like myself, this is my recommendation. Very soft motion. As always, we're starting off barefaced and beautiful. I just did some light skincare to start me off, and we're just gonna get straight into this. Starting off with the e.l.f. Mineral Primer. I do love this primer because I do have drier skin, so I like something that's going to kind of keep me moisturized and hydrated underneath. Another one that I really love is the e.l.f. Hydro Grip. I love the color pop Pretty and Fresh. It's one of my favorite products. They have a moisturizing foundation and it's great. It's super lightweight and it's perfect to just even out your skin tone. Personally, I'm going in with something just a little bit heavier today. I am dealing with a little bit of redness and I just want to really get a smooth base. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I love the Milani concealer so much. It's been a favorite of mine for quite a while. So if you're just getting into makeup, you don't want to do the whole concealer with your base and you don't know where to put your highlights, this would be perfect for you. It basically can go on everywhere and give you a clean base to start off with. So I just start by pumping a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I do like to start off with a brush to blend this in. If you're new to makeup, a great recommendation for you as well is just dotting this with some clean fingers onto your face and then blending it in with a damp beauty blender. I do find, however, that using a brush gives a very natural finish to your skin. I feel like it blends into your skin a little bit better. The great thing about this is I can put it right under my eyes. I personally think that adding a damp beauty blender on top of your foundation that you set with a brush just gives such a perfect finish, and I just like to pat all of that into my skin and make sure it's set and looks just like my skin. Now, if you're not fortunate enough to have your concealer and your foundation in one, this is my recommendation. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. I've been using this for years. I absolutely love the formula. So I'm just going to show you guys where I would normally conceal. So I start with my inner corner and then just a tad right under my lash line just to lift that area. And then I also typically will set my eyelids just because I have very deep set eyes. Obviously I already have, so I'm not going to bother with that. And then if you want to, you can always add a little bit here to your nose, and you can also do your forehead if you so please. You can get more technical with it, but this is a super simple way to conceal and highlight. Now for concealer, I just go straight in with the beauty blender and tap that all out. So if you have drier skin like myself, I recommend products that are going to have more of a liquid formula. Blush, your bronzer, your contour, your concealer, all of that I like to stick to in liquid forms. I find that it doesn't keep my face as set and dry. On the other hand, if you have oily skin, I would recommend products in powders instead. So because I have drier skin, I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Stick. This is the Lip and Cheek Stick in Work. When I apply my blush, I like to smile, the fakest smile I could imagine. And do you see where the highest points are? I just go slightly out from that, and that's where I start blushing up. I like to have a very lifted effect to my face, so therefore bringing your products upward are going to make your face look more lifted. So we're not getting right down here, we're going just above that. And I always like to add a little bit to my nose, just right here, because I find that my nose can be very flat against my face. I found the absolute best way to apply your liquid blush is with a small angled brush. I use the steeper side of the angle downward and go upwards to get that lifted look as well. So I am going to bronze as well. I love the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. The best thing about bronzer, it's kind of a substitute for contour, so if you're not comfortable contouring yet, this is a great place to start. So I just take a big old fluffy brush, and I'm just going to get on some product. Don't forget to tap out the excess. I'm going to use the 3 method for how I put on my bronzer. So very similar to contouring if you haven't heard this before. You start up here, go down your cheek, around your jawline. So it's going to make that 3. I also add a little bit right here to bring a little bit of depth into my eyes, just right here, and very much lift it. So I always like to start with my cheek area though. And I'm going to start very close to my hairline. And then with my brush, I like my hand pretty far back from the handle. And we're just going to do a very smooth motion with it. Just kind of work with the brush that you're using and just do a very, very soft motion. So then once we're comfortable with that, I'm just going to bring it up and then bring just a little bit onto my eye, just very upward. And then because I do have a very big forehead and a lot of retail space, I do bring it up pretty far on my forehead. You don't want to pat in the product, you just kind of want to work with the brush and let the brush apply the product. And then last, I just get my jaw a little bit and bring it down just to blend it into my neck, and look at the difference in those 2 sides. And I don't like to go too far down. I like to stop right about here, where if you have like dimples, your dimples would be. That's a good way to think of it. We got the base of our bronzer done. Another great place to bronze is right here under your neck. It's going to give the effect of your neck being narrower. It's going to really blend in all that color really well. And then as you can see, my nose is looking very flat again. We have a lot going on the sides, so I want to add just a little bit of color back into that. So I like to just go in very soft motion again, and we're just going to go on our natural arch of our nose. We're not going to worry about contouring it or anything. We're just going to give a little bit of color back to our nose. A little bit on the base, just to perk it up a bit. Now I know in some areas it's looking a little dark, but that's okay. We're going to use a clean, fluffy brush, not the same one we were using, doing the same motion and just blending it really soft. Now I'm sure you're a little confused if we were going to set our foundation and concealer. Don't worry, we are. I just like adding the sides in first before we set everything, because I find once you set everything, it's hard to kind of work backwards and add more on top of your base. So once I'm happy with my base, I'll go in with a translucent powder. And to apply this, I have this very narrow, fluffy brush. I'm just going to use this and apply under my eyes and on my eyelids to set those, because those are places that I get a lot of creasing. So basically, I'm just taking this, and anywhere I get a lot of creasing, I'm going to add it to. Of course, make sure to look upward when you apply your powder, and it's going to help eliminate any creasing that you're going to get throughout the day. I do also set my eyelid as well. If you have drier skin like myself, this is my recommendation for using powder all around your face. Of course, you can use a pressed powder as well. I just like the translucent powder. So see how we have a little bit of product left in the lid? If you need to, you can always just tap a little bit, but I like the slightest bit of product. I'm going to use a really big fluffy brush. Just going to get some of that product on, kind of tap it in, and just really lightly go over everything. I do want to do a little bit with my eyebrows. I'm feeling that they're kind of getting lost in all of this being set. So I'm just going to use 2 simple, very easy, beginner-friendly products. Number 1, this is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. Great product for beginners because not only does it come with the product, very travel size friendly, it also comes with its own spoolies. And then the other product I recommend is the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Gel. So I'm just going to zoom in here and focus on the brows. So first thing, I like to go in with the spoolie and just kind of see what I'm working with. I like to start with a very, very soft base right when it starts to get dark. So what I like to do is I like to go in with a very soft motion and just apply the product in there. Once we get to the arch, I'll do a little bit of downward motion as well, because you'll notice your eyebrow hairs go downward as well as going upward. Now I'm going to go in with this bottom bit and just really lightly map it out. so it blends really well. And then we're going to use just an upward motion right here, just kind of follow the natural look of your hairs. To make this the most natural it can be, I go back in with that spoolie and brush everything through. And you'll just see that color kind of working in. So this is where the fun part comes in. I'm going to start with the same motion as before, but really flicking it upwards. Then we're going to take the product and go downwards to really apply it. Then we brush it back up. Then you're going to take your spoolie and tame the hairs. Don't worry about that, we can always touch that up. For lashes, I'm using my more subtle lash product. This is the Lancome Definitions in black. The way that I always keep my lashes looking as natural as possible is taking the product and just applying it to the outer corner of my lash. And you're going to have beautiful wispy looking lashes. I know it can be so overwhelming to pick out a lip product. If you want something super natural, my best recommendation is a lip liner and a lip oil. I'm going in with another ride or die product for me, the MAC lip liner in the shade Soar. I love this product because it's very close to my natural lip color, and that's what I recommend for you. I love to give my lips a very full effect, so I am going to use this liner to my advantage and make my lips look really pouty. So the first thing I always start off with doing is just getting a really dark look to my underlip. I go a little bit more down than my actual lip line, and then we're just going to take it, and instead of going outward like my natural lip is, we're going to bring the liner inward more to get that pouty effect. Do you see the difference there? If I would have went outward, it would have been a more angled look, but I like that pouty look, so we're going in. Going to do the same thing on the top of my lips, but I'm not going to follow this natural arch. Instead, I'm going to use it as a place to build from and start off with another big pouty arch. And we're just going to do the same thing with our lip liner on this side. So instead of going outwards, how my lips do, we're going to go inwards again. I just take my ring finger and blend it out into my lips. My lip oil of choice today is just going to be the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil. But I love lip oils because they're going to keep your lips hydrated throughout the day very naturally, and they're going to give a glossy effect. So I'm just going to apply that starting on this inner corner right here and working outward. And I want to blend where my natural lip divots in, and that's why we go in with the gloss. And just like that, we have a very clean and simple, beginner-friendly makeup look. If you like this video, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more content just like this. I will also have my socials linked down below, so if you happen to try out this makeup look and recreate it, tag me please. I would love to see how they turn out for you. And comment down below if you have any recommendations for some makeup that I should try out, or even some skincare. I love trying out new things, and I hope that you were able to take something away from this video on your journey to makeup. I love you guys so much, and I will see you back here again very, very soon.